So today we have another episode of the Annoying Things in FIFA 19 Career Mode. I'm going to be taking a look at some of the things that you guys have sent in, and I think we've got a few funny things in today's video. As always, if you enjoyed the series, leave a thumbs up for me. If you're new around here, make sure you subscribe for more, and let's get into it. So I'm sure everyone who's played Career Mode over the last few weeks might have noticed that Griezmann has his rainbow hair color in the news articles, and he's not the only player to have this kind of hair color. The next player that we've found now is Mark Rocker. A Career Mode YouTuber known as BCHD Gaming sent this photo in about Mark Rocker. You can see the article about his debut, and you can notice that he's got like this purpley color on the top of his head. Now at least he keeps his normal hair, which is the black you see, but of course he has that scalp which is a bit of a rainbow color. And there's just another image of him. You can see on the right he's got a bit of green, on the left a bit of purple. And then Cobley sent in this video of Mark Rocker in the news tile, and you can see him there, he's got a bit of purple. And I think with this hair glitch, it doesn't appear during the game, it just comes up on the news article, and that's about it. I'm not sure why Mark Rocker is targeted here, but we also have some more hair glitches to talk about. So this one was found by Muhammad, and he goes, there's this generic face, right, that has dark and blonde hair in the news article. And there's a player called Xaver or something, and this is what he looks like in the game. He's got full blonde hair, and it's a generic face, it's not a real face. But when you take a look at his face in the news article, he actually has half black, half blonde. And then I think a player called Dolberg as well has this same generic face, and unfortunately he cops the same hair bug where he has half blonde and half black hair in the news article as well. This one was sent in by Markle. I'm not even sure why this is happening in the news articles. We all know the news articles are broken anyway, but why are we getting rainbow hair and players with half black, half blonde hair? It just doesn't make sense. Is EA going to fix it? I don't even think they're going to fix it, to be honest. I don't think they even care. Next up, I want to talk about the players with big heads bug. Now, this is where the 2D portrait photo of the player takes up too much of the tile and just looks a little bit creepy, to be honest, as well. And I've shown heaps of images of this bug in the past, but a lot of you guys keep sending in more photos, so I want to feature some again today. You can see this one from Finley, and he goes, 2 big heads in the same tile. So I've never seen 2 before, but apparently we've got 2 now. And you can see that one, Guedes, at the top there, and there's another player there covering Guedes' face. Yeah, and then you got that little guy on the left as well, just minding his own business. I don't know what's going on with that tile, man, but yeah, there's so many examples of big heads in that tile. And then we have an image sent in by James, and this is on another part of Career Mode's menus. A photo of Mark Bartra takes up half of that tile there, which is a pretty big tile, so I can imagine what that looks like on a 50-inch TV or something. And here's another example. This one was sent in by Alex, and it looks like Greenwood decided to just make his face double the size so you could see him better as well. And last but not least, we have an example by Markle. You can see Florenzi there just taking up that tile that belongs to another player as well. So there's so many examples where this bug exists. Once again, it's another bug that's been around since probably the start of FIFA 19 Career Mode, but it's popping up more and more now. I'm not sure if the updates have affected this, but a lot of people have been sending this one in, and you know, if they're good, I'll keep featuring them on the channel. Next up, we have the famous segment, the news tile gets it wrong. When does the news tile ever not get it wrong? That's what I want to know. But this one was sent in by Adam, and he goes, it says my team got relegated, but instead they actually got promoted. And here's a look at the clip. You can see a team called AJ Auxerre, I probably said it wrong, relegated to Domino's League 2. And it says the team was relegated. The players trudged off the pitch. The fans stood in disbelief, but next season they will be playing in Domino's League 2. And then when he backs out from the news tile section, he takes a look at the table, and you can see that he's actually in 4th place, and he's absolutely nowhere near the relegation zone. So there's absolutely no chance of him getting relegated to League 2, especially when he's come 4th. I'm not sure what the news article is smoking, but once again, when does the news article ever get it right? So I've featured a lot of examples this year of unrealistic scheduling in Career Mode, but this one was pretty extreme as well. It was sent in by Cobley, and he goes, I had 6 games in 11 days in my Career Mode with a day break in between each game. We're going to break it down a little bit slower because you'll understand it better, but just to keep it quick, you know, there's a game on the 23rd, there's a game on the 25th, there's one on the 27th, there's one on the 29th, and then there's one on the 1st of the next month, and then the 3rd of the month after as well. So you can see there, a good 6 games in about 10 days. And continuing on from the unrealistic scheduling, I want to show you some more extreme examples here. This one was sent in by Golazio. 3 games in 3 days. Let's take a look. On the 5th, a game against Newcastle. On the 6th, a game against Everton. And then on the 7th, Europa League game against PSG. That is absolutely crazy. And then this one is also pretty bad as well, and it was sent in by XKLMHF. And on the 10th, he had a game and then he got a day break, and then straight away into 3 games in 3 days. You can see Fulham on the 12th, Huddersfield on the 13th, and on the 14th, a Europa League game as well. So another crazy fixture list right there. The worst thing with these kinds of unrealistic scheduling is that you have to have like a second team ready to go all the time, because your first team is going to get exhausted if you keep playing them with a day break in between. It's just not possible, and you're going to have to throw in a lot of reserves over time. And if you're not playing with a team that has a big budget, you might not have a good reserve team that can pick up points for you, which, you know, can really ruin your season as well. I mean, this is an issue that's been around for a long time. If you've seen my FIFA 13 video, there was an issue where I had Barcelona in the quarterfinal of the Champions League, but a day before that, I had to play another game. So it's been around for a long time, and EA really needs to sort it out, man. Now, there's been a few instances on the channel where I've shown off a few complaints about teams signing way too many players for one position. And Huncho sent this one in and he goes, I took over Spurs halfway through the season and they had signed 13 right backs. 13 right backs. Let's take a look here. Yeah, you can see that whole list is just right backs. How many do you actually need, Spurs? I mean, you've got 41 players, 17 defenders, and 13 of those are right backs. Next up, we have another popular segment, and it's the confusing manager feedback. Now, this is for people that play player career mode, and I love this segment because these literally do not make any sense. They're just contradictions. And Chris sent this image in. He goes, I took a penalty, it hit the post, but it still went in off the post, and the manager acts like I missed, but then at the same time acknowledges that I scored the penalty. So let's read the manager feedback. So he gets a green thumbs up, excellent penalty execution, which means like he scored the goal, well done. And then there's a thumbs down straight away underneath that, which said, you missed the opportunity to score, need to improve on taking penalty kicks. Unbelievable. And then there's another thumbs up underneath that says, great vision with the through balls. And then the other one is winning free kicks for your team. Alright, so the main two are the penalty ones, yeah. First he says, well done, great execution. Second one is, you missed the opportunity, improve your penalty kicks. I really need a good name for this segment. I'm not sure if I'm going to call it career mode catfish or something like that, but it's basically when the game tells you that a player has potential to be special, but when you actually check his potential on, say, FIFA, it doesn't reach that kind of special standard. So we're going to be using Daniel's example, and you can see there, Levi and Tumba, goalkeeper, 18 years old, he's got the has potential to be special tag. And thanks to this guide made by FIFA Career Gems, you can see a player with that has potential to be special tag is going to have a potential above 91, which means this guy is going to be the next Ronaldo. Let's take a look at the potential Ntumba has according to FIFA. So the latest squad update, he has a 78 potential. Please tell me, EA, how that is potential to be special, because if I saw 78 potential, I would not consider that special. We've reached the stage now where even the news article doesn't want to show up to work anymore. Look at this. This photo was sent in by Jamie. You can see the text of the news article disappeared. It's just blank. All you can see is the headline, and it's about the group stage draw, but the rest of the text didn't bother showing up to work. So a lot of players that wear headgear in FIFA 19 have had their headgear show up in the news articles. So every time they've appeared in the news article for some reason, the headgear comes along with them. Even some players in the transfer negotiations room have the headgear on as well. Ollie sent me this guy as well. I've never seen this one before, and apparently his name is Roback or something. I probably said it wrong, but you can see there he's got that headgear on in the tile promoting a match, and then also in one of the transfer listed sections as well, he's got the headgear on. Now, sim games can be a lifesaver for some. Sometimes they can be a little bit dodgy as well. And I think there's nothing more annoying than going 1-0 up in a sim game, thinking that you're going to do pretty well, and then all of a sudden, in the same minute, you concede straight away. And we have an example here by Gunner's Bible. So, he did a sim game, and not once, but twice, did he cop the 2 goals in the same minute glitch. And I don't know if it's a glitch or just programmed to be like that, but you can see the first circle in the 14th minute, the BRA team scores, and then Cardiff, I think that's Cardiff anyway, manages to score straight away in the same minute. And then in the second circle, it's the same thing, it just repeats. In the 57th minute, there's a goal from the BRA team, and Cardiff score again in the 57th minute. And yeah, that is very, very annoying, because how does this even happen in real life? This should not even be happening in sim games. I can understand maybe once every blue moon, both teams score in the same minute. It has happened in the real world, but in terms of twice in one game, it's very, very rare, and the sim games always have this kind of bug in them. So that's all for today's episode. If you need something else to watch, make sure you click the card right now. It'll take you to the unbelievable things that can only happen in FIFA 19. If you need a laugh, watch that video.